Hello, my name is Tapaswini, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a basic Liquid Galaxy setup using virtual machines. First off, you'll need to download some sort of virtual machine software. In this video, I'm going to use VirtualBox, so go ahead and search up VirtualBox on Google and head to the download link. There, it will give you different options based on the operating system you're using. Then you'll need to download Ubuntu for desktop, as this will be the disk you will be using in the virtual machines. I used Ubuntu 18.04.3 and click download, and you can find it in the downloads file. Afterwards, open up the virtual machine software and create 3 new virtual machines. I've created 2 already, and so this is my third one. I will name it LG3 as it's the third one. We will be using Linux and the Linux 2.6 64-bit version. Click continue. Set the memory size to 2048 MB, and you will need to create a virtual hard disk dynamically allotted and set it to 10 GB, as you will need to download Ubuntu on this. Afterwards, you will need to open up settings. Then you will need to specify the IDE for the virtual machines. Select storage, then empty, then the little disk icon on the right, and select the Ubuntu desktop you had downloaded earlier. Go ahead and click OK, and you can go ahead and start up your machines. Afterwards, you are prompted with installing Ubuntu. Go ahead and click Install Ubuntu, select your keyboard layout, and you will want to do a normal installation. Go ahead and erase disk and install Ubuntu. It's completely safe, so go ahead and click continue. Change your settings if you would like. And for your name, you can set it either to your first name or a nickname. It's your personal preference. Your computer's name will be the name assigned to the virtual machine that you have, the name that you have given to the virtual machine during creation. I named it LG3. Your username will be LG, and then you can pick your password and change any other features you would like. Go ahead and click continue, and then the installation of Ubuntu will begin. As it takes a little while, I have fast forwarded it. Once that's done, you will want to go ahead and download Google Earth for the virtual machines. Go ahead and search up Google Earth on the browser, which in this case is Firefox, and scrolling down you can find the download link for Google Earth. Now you will need to set up the network for all 3 virtual machines, so go up and click Preferences, and under Network, you can create a new network with the little icon on the right. Double-click and you can open up the preferences or the options you would like to change. You can change the name of your network, and ensure that supports DHCP and supports IPv6 are selected. Click OK. And connect all 3 virtual machines to the network using Settings, Network, and attach to NAT network. By default, the network you have created is set. Repeat this for all 3 virtual machines. At this point, all 3 are connected to the network you have created, so you can go ahead and start them up. When displaying your virtual machines, you will want to arrange them in a clockwise manner, with LG1 being the master and in the very center, LG2 being to the right of the master, and LG3 being the left of the master. Now, to make sure that the master is able to connect with the slaves and communicate efficiently, open up Terminal on the master machine and type in ifconfig to find the broadcast address. It can be found right here, and note it down as you will need it later. Now open up Terminal on the slave machines. like this, and use the same ifconfig command to find the IP address for the slave. The IP address can be found right here. And to make sure they can communicate efficiently, on the master machine, run the command as ping and then the slave IP address, like so. And it looks like they can communicate efficiently, so do Control-C to stop. And repeat the same process for the other slave machine. Open up terminal and run the ifconfig command to find the IP address. The IP address will be found right here, and then run the ping IP address to make sure that they are communicating efficiently. It looks like the master is able to reach the slave, so do Control-C to stop, and you know that they are able to communicate efficiently. Now you must alter the drivers.ini folder to make sure that the Google Earth, when run on all three, are able to display the Liquid Galaxy setup as needed. To do this, first open up the browser and search for Liquid Galaxy Quick Start, and you will be redirected to the Quick Start GitHub repository. Scrolling down, you will find a set of code that you will need to add to the drivers.ini file. Select all of this, go ahead and click copy. Now open up terminal on the master machine, and before you start editing the drivers.ini folder file directly, make sure you have saved a copy to the desktop, and to access the root directory, type in sudo-s, and the password will be the same one logged into the machine. At this point, you can type in sudo edit /opt/google/earth/pro/drivers.ini, as this is the location of the drivers.ini file. It's opened up now, so right next to the settings attribute and the open curly brace, you will need to paste in the code you have just copied from the browser, like so. And the broadcast address that was marked down earlier can be put in for the viewsync/hostname value. Once you are done, you can do Ctrl-X, capital Y, and enter to save, and then close out of the terminal. Now repeat the same process for the slave machines and copy the same code from the browser. Open up the drivers.ini file in the same way on terminal and paste in the same code as shown for the master. Since this is the slave, you will need to replace viewsync/send to false and viewsync/receive to true. And the broadcast address is not necessary here, so you can go ahead and delete that line since it is the slave machine. And now to make sure that when the Google Earth is running, you do not want to show the same image, so you'll want to offset it by a little bit. In this case, since it's to the right, viewsync/yaw offset should be set to -36.5, like here. Then you can save and then X out of the terminal for the first slave, and repeat the same steps for the third slave. Open up the settings attribute. Under the settings attribute, paste in the same code from the browser, and set the viewsync/send to false and the viewsync/receive to true. And you can go ahead and delete the viewsync/hostname line since it is a slave. And to make sure you see what's to the left of the image, you will want to set the vsync/yaw offset to 36.5. Go ahead and do Ctrl X, capital Y, and enter to save, and you are done editing the drivers.ini file. At this point, you can go ahead and open up the Google Earth application for all three machines. This is the master running it right now, and since it's in the center, it will be showing the center part of the image. Now go ahead and open up the application for the slave machines. As they are virtual machines, they will be a little bit slower when running, but it will look very nice once it is all set up. In a minute, it will adjust. And then open up the final Google Earth application for the final slave. Once they're all running, you will see that they're all connected, just like if you were running Google Earth on 3 PCs, but it is just on 3 virtual machines, so it is a little easier, though it is a little slower. Okay, and it seems like everything is working. Thank you for watching, and good luck!